What's going on, guys? I thought I'd do a review on my modified E36 328i. It's actually an individual model, ATLANTISBLUE. It's quite a rare colour. It's my second E36, but I'll get more into why I'm back in an E36 when we take it out for a drive. For now, we'll go around the outside. I'll show you aesthetically what's been done to it. Not a lot's been done to it, but yeah, we'll go around it now and I'll show you what has been done. Start off with the wheels. It's got the RCO 41 front and RCO 42 rear BBS OEM BMW wheels. It's got Michelin Pilot Sport 4s with the 245 40 17s at the back, 225 45 at the front. I was going to run a stagger setup, but I got a very good deal on these tyres. So yeah, I needed to get new tyres because I used to be on Nankangs that were awful. So yeah, the wheels were put on with the tyres. The chrome exhaust tips that you can see there were also sourced, polished up and fitted. PDC retrofitted. That's really it for the rear. Coming around the front, don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but the car has been fully detailed by GSAUTOWORKS. It's a 3-stage detailing, and it took him 2.5 to 3 days. And to add, he's done all the modifications on the car. So if you need any work doing on your car, whether it's servicing, modifications, anything like that, I'll leave the links in the description below. Also, one of the, I forgot it, it's the main thing on the outside, the car's been lowered. It's lowered just the right amount to get rid of the arch gap. It did come on a set of John coilovers. They were good coilovers for the money, but I wanted something a little bit more stiff and a little bit better spring rates, dampening and all that sort of thing. And so I went for the BC coilovers. They're just the twin tubes, but they've got the offset front top mounts, so you give you additional caster. So they're meant to be for the M3, but they can bolt straight into the normal 328. For alignment, it's just running your standard Geo. I haven't run any additional front camber, as you can tell from there. The wheel's pretty much upright. The rear is running 2.5 degrees, but I am going to try and get that dialed out on camber arms. Unfortunately, because it's got stock arms at the back, they couldn't get it any more camber out, because when you lower an E36 or most BMWs, you do get rear camber. So coming around the front, the car originally came with smoked indicators that didn't fit that well, so sourced these depot indicators, the original clear ones that should have been on the car, with clear indicators. It also had black kidney grills, which I wasn't a fan of, so these were sourced, polished up and installed. The car also had a set of angel eyes, which I am a fan of, but they were the LED type and some of the LEDs had failed. So I got GSAUTOWORKS to source me some E39 amber style, or orangey amber style angel eyes, the non-LED. And if I show you them, because he's wired them into the alarm as well, so when you unlock it and lock it, they come on. Don't know if you can see that. Try it again. Because the sun's out, I don't think you can see them, but trust me, they are really nice. OEM looking colour. Also, when I purchased the car, I had a cracked windscreen, and I noticed it didn't have the top mounted green tint on it. So when the Autoglass guys came out, we had a bit of a debate, because they were trying to say that it's meant to have a non-tinted top, but we went forwards and backwards with them, and in the end they agreed. They got the tinted one in for me, which makes a huge difference, and that's what it came from the factory. Coming on to the brakes, it's running standard E36 328i discs and calipers. It's just got upgraded EBC yellow stuff pads. It's got braided hoses all round, but I will be upgrading those brakes to probably E46 330D discs, calipers and carriers. Well, I have got them, I just need to get them refurbished, so I'm going to put new piston seals and all that type of thing. Probably going to run a Ferrado DS 2500 pad. that's really it for the outside. Like I said, I haven't done too much compared to my previous E36, which I went all out on and did the whole stance look on that car. I'll insert a picture now of that car. But back onto this, like I said, that's it for the outside. I'll open the bonnet now, quickly show you underneath the bonnet, go through the interior, and we'll take it for a drive. So under the bonnet, we'll start off with the main thing. So you can see that it's got the M50 manifold, allows the car to breathe a lot better. It's also got the M50 inlet boot with the traction control delete, because the traction control in the E36 is useless, so I recommend you get rid of it if you are installing the M50 with the boot. It's also got a K&N induction kit. That's purely there for the noise that it makes, because performance wise I reckon a standard airbox will give you a little bit more power on the dyno, but like I said, I just purely wanted it for noise. It's got an AC style strut brace. It originally came in like a chrome finish, but it didn't suit the engine bay at all, so that got sent off to be powder coated. And that's really it for the engine bay at the minute. When the 330 brakes get installed, the master cylinder and booster will get changed out for a 3.2 Evo, so you don't get a long pedal travel, which I believe is crucial, because you don't want to be pressing the pedal as hard as, sorry, you don't want to be pressing the pedal and having a long throw on it when you're doing track work or driving quite quick on the road. My previous E36 had the master cylinder from an Evo, and it made a huge difference. I do need to hide the HID wires to make it look a little bit more OEM. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and one other thing, the fan's been deleted. Now, it works well on the road, but I've heard and read some stories that on track they can get quite hot without it, depending on how you've done the setup. So when it goes out on track next year, I'll keep an eye on the temperatures, and if I can see it start creeping up, I probably will get the OEM BMW fan reinstalled. The car has been modified, like I said, by GSAUTOWORKS. They've done all the mods for me. I've sourced some of the bits, they sourced some of the bits, but like I said, the M50 was done by them, K&N was installed, strut brace, all that type of thing, the coilovers, all done by GSAUTOWORKS. Brilliant service, can't fault them. Oil wise, I run it on 540 millers, change the oil every 4,000 to 5,000 miles, because it is my weekend car. When I do take it out, I do drive it quite hard, if I'm honest. I'm not always smacking the limiter, but I do believe if you are driving a car hard, you do want to change the oil more frequently. As you can see, it's an old car, and it does need a few bits and pieces to clean it up a bit. Under the bonnet, I just need to get a new one of those, the insulation panel. I want get new ones of these as well. BMW still make them. It needs a few bits and pieces. I'll come back to the outside. Even though it's been professionally detailed and everything, the paint's beautiful on it. Stuff like here, you can still get these from BMW, so I need to order new ones of them. I did the same on my old BM. But yeah, it's a 1999 plate car, so it will have little marks here and there, but overall it's a clean car. GSAUTOWORKS also went through any rust underneath, ground it back, treated it, and 415'd it. If it was a little bit higher, I would get the camera under there, but believe me, it's all been, any rust has been treated with the rust treatment, then 415. So yeah, that's it for the outside again, and under the bonnet. We'll go through the interior, show you what I've done, and then we'll go for a drive. So interior wise, it came from factory with this interior. It's got the grey dash and the silver grey leather seats, and if I'm honest, when I originally purchased my first E36, I couldn't stand this interior. That car had a full black interior, and when I purchased this, I was thinking maybe swapping it all out for a black interior. But as I've had it since January now, I've grown to love this interior, and it's staying. So like I said, it's got the grey dash. It hasn't got the airbag. My previous E36 had the optional airbag on the passenger side. Hasn't got it on this, but it's no biggie. It's got the standard M Sport steering wheel. It's got the sport seats, which I much prefer to the Vadars. The Vadars look brilliant, but these hold you a lot nicer on long journeys and when you're going around the corners quite fast. I had Vadars, like I said, in my previous E36. Looks wise brilliant, but you want these for the support and the better headrest. In the back, the seats are pretty fresh. Looks like they haven't really been used. I am on the hunt for a rear blind. It was an optional extra from new. And I've also got a few retrofits that GSAUTOWORKS are going to do over the winter, so I'll do an updated video once they've been installed. But I've just done little things in the meantime. So I've got the E36 M Sport gear knob there, which the Americans say it's the ZHP knob, it's the 5-speed. Also got a little billet piece of metal, it was machined. The guy was selling them on eBay to replace the plastic handbrake button. It's also got the chrome door handles that got installed. It's got the Lux door cards, and it's got a black headliner. Perfectionists and OEM people probably won't rate my choice of head unit, but I like it. Obviously it's not in keeping with the OEM-ness, but it does everything on here like Bluetooth and streaming and all that type of thing. Jumping in the car, it's a nice place to be. I mean, like I said, I have got an E46, and on long journeys I do prefer to drive the E46 purely because I'm 6 foot, and with the E46 the steering wheel comes out, where this one it just goes up and down. So I am maybe thinking to change the wheel out next year when I start tracking it. Probably put something like a Renown wheel in, maybe. But then I do like my OEM Plus mods, and on my previous E36 I had the same wheel retrim, and GSAUTOWORKS installed the buttons that come in an E39, and they actually worked. So the left side did the audio for my Pioneer unit, and the right side did the cruise control. I will install, we will retrofit cruise control in this car as well. So we'll see on the steering wheel, but I really do like the standard wheel. That's it for now. We'll go. We'll take it out for a drive, and I'll let you know how it drives. One of the things I really like about E36 6-cylinders, or even E46 6-cylinders, is the start-up, the noise they make. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick it up, but they sound really good in my opinion. Even when they crank over, it's got a really distinctive noise to it. And this has got, like I said, a standard exhaust system on it. My previous E36 had a Super Sprint, but this one I'm just going to leave as it is for now. So yeah, we'll take it for a drive, and I'll show you how it performs. So I'll just briefly run through again what modifications have been done to the car. Under the bonnet, M50 inlet on the M52 B28 engine, K&N induction kit with the M50 inlet boot as well to delete the traction control, and it's a slightly bigger pipe. It's got a strut brace, BC coilovers, H&R anti-roll bars as well, so they're a lot thicker than OEM. So the body roll on the car is brilliant. There's pretty much no roll. The only roll I get now is from the tyres themselves. Not that they don't grip, it's just that they've got a slightly taller side profile than I'd like. But they're not bad at all. I'm not going to change them out because, like I said, I've recently just fitted them and they've got a lot of tread on them. The sun's decided to come out today, so sorry if you can't really see me, but it's nice to have the sun. Ride-wise, I have set them quite stiff, the dampers. I think they're on about 22 out of 32, so I do need to turn them down for road use, because I do find myself sometimes on a bad country road bobbing up and down. And when I've been GSAUTOWORKS first fitter, he set them to around 12, and they were just right. They weren't too stiff. So along with the M50 inlet, it's been mapped by GSAUTOWORKS, so it's got a raised rev limiter with a hard cut limiter, which makes a huge difference. When you fit an M50 to an M52, don't leave it standard. Don't just put the inlet on and don't just run it with a standard map. Make sure you get the car remapped, because obviously the car doesn't know what inlet it's got and it's breathing in more air, and you're not going to get the most out of the M50. Like I said, this is my second E36 328i. I sold my original one that was in Techno Violet. I loved that car a lot, and I fell out of love with it at the end. It's probably my own fault, because I went down the stance route on that car. So I had a set of BBS Style 5s originally, and then I went to the 3-piece Hartgers. It looked so good, but to drive, it drove really well on the HST, but because it was so low, I just found myself leaving it on the drive and taking my my daily car, because that's the other thing. My first E36 used to be my daily driver, but then I went about stancing it out, so then I had to get a daily driver. Sold that, bought a Audi S3 8P, loved that car as well. It had around 300 brake horsepower. It was a brilliant all-round car, but it lacked one massive thing, and it wasn't fun. It was fast, it handled well, it was comfortable, it wasn't fun. It had no real character to it. The car did everything itself. and you just sat there and just changed the gears because it was a manual. And I knew, playing heart to hearts, I wanted another E36 328. But I didn't just want any E36 328i. I wanted a special one again, like a nice coloured one. So I was waiting and waiting. And I remember this car, because when I had my previous one, I was in quite well with the other E36 boys. And a guy called Dips owned this car about 3 years ago. He also owns a company called Custom Cars that do all sorts of modifications to any car. So yeah, he owned this and he gave it to his friend to sell called Ollie. So I messaged Ollie at the start of 2018 to say, look, do you know where this car's gone? And he goes, yeah, he sold it through a friend, a mutual friend. So I said to Ollie, I was like, look, if the guy wants to ever sell the car, give him my number, which Ollie did. And I pestered Ollie for a while, if I'm honest, for a few months. I said, Ollie, have you heard anything on the car? And Ollie was like, no, he doesn't want to sell it, he doesn't think. One day Ollie messages me saying, the guy wants to sell it, he's still interested. So that same week, me and my brother jumped in the car, my E46, drove down to, I think, deep into Kent. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm selling it. And the price he wanted was fair, so I just bought it there and then. But yeah, it's my second one, and I don't see myself ever selling this car because it's such a good car. Now everything's been gone through. It's been fully polybushed. I'm not sure if I mentioned that when we did the walk around, but the car has been fully polybushed, so it drives like new. My previous one was fully polybushed as well, and I do advise if you are looking to get an E36, try and find one that has had all these bits done to it. So it's had the M50 there and it's been polybushed, because it will save you a lot of money in parts and labour. Just brought the car down a B road. It's not the smoothest, so I won't go too hard on it around here. Like I said, I do need to play with the dampening adjustment. I can see on the screen as well that the sun is coming back and forth. But again, apologies if you can't see more of the inside of the car. So we're on a better country road now, so I thought we'll go through first, second and third just to show you how it goes. So we're holding it at 4,500 now. First to second into third. It really does go well. But like I said, you do need to get an M50 on these cars as a minimum to get the extra grunt out of it. And like I said, once you've got the M50, it needs to be remapped. I've just come by on a horse trailer, so I'm not going to go too close to him and upset the horses. But yeah, it really does get up and go, and that's with a standard diff ratio as well, and it's not a limited slip differential. My previous E36, that had a 3.15 LSD out of a 3 litre M3, and it makes a huge difference. And it's also running a standard dual mass in this car. So next year I'm looking to change out the dual mass for a single flywheel setup, and also try and get a 3.15 limited slip diff in the back, because that's the only two real things it's missing for track work. Oh, obviously in the 330 brakes they're going to get installed. So there's 3 things that I need to get done to it, and then I'm going to take it on track. It's not going to be transformed into a track weapon. It's not going to have a cage or anything like that. The only thing I want to do is change out maybe the driver's seat for a Recaro pole position just for track days, and then change it back for daily driving, because the black won't really go with this interior. Yeah, and I do like these seats for daily driving. The modifications to the chassis have transformed it. Like I said, it's got the BC coilovers on it. I can't remember the spring rates, but the coilovers along with the anti-roll bars, and it's also got the 067 purple tag rack from the E46. So the way it changes direction on the road is brilliant. Like, you literally turn it the slightest and the car's gone. There's one drawback with that though, is on the autobahn and high speeds, it can be a bit too sensitive, but you get used to it. You just grab your balls and keep your foot in it and the car will go. But yeah, you just need to watch it if you're trying to make a quick high-speed change, that you're not too fast on the steering wheel. I will try and flip the camera around and show you from the driver's view how quick it does change direction. So I've switched the camera around so we can do a first, second and third pull. I'm just going to drop it down into first. As you can see, it does go really well. Like I said, with the M50, with the M52 intake, you do have to rev it out. Even a standard 328i, you do need to rev them out. but they can stick with a lot of modern hot hatches. It's car well proved against the Hyundai i30, purely because of how light they are compared to the modern stuff. There's not a lot in these cars, and that really helps when it comes to its performance. And if you've driven a E36 328i or even a 323, you'll see how light they feel from the front end. And if you've driven a 3.2 or a 3 litre, you can tell the difference, the front end weight that the 3 litre and 3.2 have got. The 2.8 is really nice and agile, or even the 2.3 is really nice and agile at the front. It's that noise it makes right at the top end that I really love. That's the reason why I got the K&N in there, because with the standard airbox it is quite muted, which is good as well, but I really do like the way it screams at the top end. Similar traits to the CSL, if you heard those ring at the top end. Heel and turn, like I said, with a dual mass, yeah, it does take a little while before the revs then rise once you flick the accelerator. Back down to 40. The brakes are really good, just for EBC yellows. They do get slated online. Some people love them, some people hate them, but for the minute they're fine for fast road driving. It's going to join another dual carriageway, so again I can show you the acceleration. We'll leave it in second this time. The way it shoots up, and this is with a standard diff ratio and a standard dual mass, it's really good in my opinion. So again, second gear, foot to the floor. Pretty much second and third you can do all your hard accelerating on when you join in a dual carriageway, or want to have a little bit of fun. Second and third, that's all you really. Fourth and fifth you're losing your licence. Just try and show you how quick the steering reacts now. So that's dead ahead position, minimal inputs, and the car just darts around. Heel and toe in with a dual mass is interesting. It's not as fun as it is with a single mass flywheel, that's for sure. But you can literally stamp the accelerator, and as long as you know how to roughly drive a rear wheel drive, it's not going to bite you. I'm not saying the car's fully forgiving. Obviously it's got a limit where if you push it beyond that limit it will go, but if you've got a good understanding of where the balance is on the E36 and when not to stomp the accelerator like I just did then, you should be alright. But that's all for now, guys. I hope the review is, you've enjoyed the review, should I say. If you've got any questions or comments, or you want to see anything else on the car, just put it in the comments below. I'm also on Instagram, so you can follow me on there if you want to see more about the car. And I will do a follow-up video probably in January, just to show the additional modifications that GSAUTOWORKS will have done to the car. But that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.